I feel like I've been waiting for this day for so long. I finally have the January Illumicrate box. I have been so excited about this box since the theme came out because I love anything like traditional fantasy, like adventure and journeying, and this is what this theme is. Usually I try and get really prepared for my videos. I'm in a Percy Jackson t-shirt right now. This has just arrived at the door. Can't wait for any more delays. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vanessa. I like to talk about books. I feel so much excitement right now. It feels like we've been so long since we've had an Illumicrate box. I think it's nearly been 2 months because the December one came early. This one has come very late. I am so excited to see the art. The theme is Journey's End. This is just exactly what I love about fantasy. I could be super disappointed by this box, but this box could also have me in tears. There's been quite a lot of that recently from Fairyloot. Illumicrate needs to step up. Fairyloot been killing it. Right. Oh, intriguing. Oh, this is the Lord of the Rings item. It seems interesting, but like not kind of what I'd hoped for the Lord of the Rings item. So the first item is a cutlery set inspired by the Lord of the Rings. I'm hoping it's just more than the front cover because I don't get Lord of the Rings from this, if I'm honest. Oh, I'm disappointed. This does not immediately spark Lord of the Rings for me at all. On the inside we have a spoon, a fork, a knife, and 2 chopsticks. The chopsticks, nice addition. Sticks are plain, but on the knife it has supper written on it. Fork has 11sies written on it, and the spoon has second breakfast written on it. So, true story, I was actually going to buy myself a set like this because I go back to the office a lot more. I'm working a lot more from there. I always take food and then forget to take my own cutlery, so I end up like stealing everyone else's cutlery. So I was intending to buy one of these. So even though right now this is probably one of the best items they could ever have given me, I'm just disappointed that this is the Lord of the Rings one. Lord of the Rings obsessed at work right now. I think my colleagues are going to see this and die. I'm not as disappointed as I thought I was. Okay, I do like this and I think it's very practical. That's going to be very noisy to carry around though. We'll go with this one. Oh, I get it. So this is like a stationery or a paintbrush or any kind of brushes. You could put makeup brushes in here and then you would roll this up like so. And then, you know, like kind of like tie this around. I don't know what this is inspired by though. I can't even guess what this might be inspired by. An Enchantment of Ravens. Oh, a book I read but I'm like not thrilled by, and I definitely wouldn't have said this was an Enchantment of Ravens, but that kind of like makes sense to me now because of this and because of its art connotations. 2 practical items. I'm just not sure that I'm going to get much use out of this, but I know some people really will. The next item, we're going to go for this one. Oh my god, I forgot we were getting a Saga item in this. I really like Saga. It's a card holder inspired by Saga. And it says lying on it, so I'm assuming this is going to be inspired by Lion Cat. If you haven't read Saga, I really recommend it, but like, it's got to be age appropriate. It's really graphic. Yes, so it's a card holder inspired by Lion Cat. If you haven't read Saga, you're going to be so confused by this. So this is the card holder. On the back it says, I won't be buying any more books. I don't use card holders, but because I do love Saga, I will be keeping this because, you know, sometimes you just get things from fandoms that you really enjoy and you're just like, yes, that's how I feel about this. What I am a little bit disappointed by is that the ink has been pulled off here ever so slightly. It will never show on my camera and it's stuck to the inside of this. So I don't think that this is going to last very long. I don't know whether it's just being put too quickly into this or whether this is just going to scuff really quick. But I love this. So far, I'm actually really excited by the items because they're like 2 fandoms that I'm absolutely obsessed with right now. I'm very specific about the fandoms that I like. They're so few that when I do get things about them, I really love it. Another item is this a bum bag? Is this a bum bag? I'm overwhelmed. It's a bum bag. I'm sorry, but the quality of this box, like, I'm very impressed. I definitely feel like this is absolutely value for money. There's been some in the past where I feel like definitely not. But this one, I love this item. I'm absolutely going to use this. So this is inspired by the Book Eaters. It says, "We eat books, not brains" on it. I feel like people who just don't read that see this out and about in the world are going to be like, what on earth is that? When I was in Japan, I'm sure people like the cool kids were like wearing it a crossbody now instead of like this. But it's got so much space. I've not had a bum bag since the late 90s. Oh god, I love these items. Not necessarily about the fandom of this one, I just love the item itself. If we had more of these, I would be happy. So I think that is it for the items. I hope it's that for the items. No, it's not. I'm overwhelmed. There is still one item in this. Oh, this is cool. So this is a bit of wood with a map on it from the city of Brass. When they announced that they were doing a wooden map, I'd hoped that this was going to be Middle Earth, and I also hoped that it would be like a not just flat and that it would have some like texture to it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this because it just seems a little bit of like a mute item. It would have been so much better if they'd covered this in plastic, made this a series of like coasters or like placemats. But this would also look really cool if you got the right size frame around it and made it look really oldie worldy. I've not read this book, but if I like it, I'm probably going to do that and display it in my book room. God, the items. I'm getting chest pains and that's usually a good sign. Overwhelmed. I think my favourite items is the Saga item because it's Saga, this because of the bum bag, and this is just the most practical item that I need, that I would have bought, that I'm going to save myself some money on, but I'm going to be wrapping this in bubble wrap. If we just had like a pouch to put in this made of some sort of like cotton material, that would have been better, but I'm going to use the bag that the straws came in last year and put them in there to keep them safe. Oh, and now it's time for the book. Now I've seen this book already. What really annoyed me about this month's book is that before Illumicrate had even started shipping to the UK, they'd responded to someone taking a picture and putting it on Twitter as a spoiler of this book, so it got drawn into my feed. Why would you do that? Why would you know that if nobody in the UK has this book because they haven't been posted or they've just been posted, why would you then respond to it? And there was just so many people posting about this on Twitter, and yes, I'm annoyed. So I have seen this. I've tried not to take too much away from it, but I know what the book is. And I know what the sides look like. Part of the fun is the surprise, so I'm a bit miffed. But, you know, other than like removing myself completely from the internet, there's not much I can do to avoid spoilers, I guess, because the amount of people doing it. So this month's book is God Killer, and it has had a colour change. It's gone from this like brownish scheme to a bit of a greeny blue and pink. If I'm honest, I'm not quite sure that I like this as much as the normal edition. It's definitely different. I really like the Waterstones edition and what they did with the sides, I think, more than this colour arrangement and this continuing pattern on this side, although it is slightly different to the Waterstones one. There are so many exclusive editions of this book which have just done the most. The Broken Binding has one as well. Oh! When you open the book, on the end papers are foiled, and that is where it's signed by the author as well. There's nothing on the inside, although there is hardcover art, which I'm just not sure if I'm the biggest fan of this. I think the side and the back looks like a really good special edition of a fantasy. It's just the front with the characters on. The artwork has been done really, really well. I don't know, I just have a thing about characters on this part of the book. I'd rather this have been on the end papers, if I'm honest. But if I read the book and love the characters, then this is just going to be my favourite thing. So maybe I'm commenting too prematurely. Back end papers are also filed. I can't stop looking at this because this is just so different, and I really like it when they just do like things that are different and unique and that you haven't seen in a book before. God Killer is quite a hyped release for HarperCollins. I've seen it all over the place, and there's, like I've said, there's so many people doing special editions of this book. The author herself is from Northumberland, which is very near where I'm from, so I always like to see people from this neck of the woods getting published and ending up in book boxes. I think it's really cool. This is a really short book, and given the premise of this, I thought that this was going to be really long because it's got 4 points of views. The main character is called Pillow. No, wait, no, they're not. They're called Kissing, which I had I'd seen it Oh god. I'd seen someone say it's the German word for pillow, so in my head I was just like, oh, it's pillow. The main character is a god killer and she is on this journey caused by her finding a god that she's not able to kill. She's joined by a disillusioned knight on a secret quest and they must travel to a ruined city where the last of the wild gods reside to each beg a favour. I've been reading reviews about this and the reviews are really positive in terms of the world building but mixed about the plot. This is so much shorter than I thought that it was going to be, at just under 300 pages. But it's definitely one that I'm going to give a go and have a read of. So that is it for this box. I really enjoyed this box. For me, this was absolutely worth the wait. This special edition is really nice and the book pick is really good. And the items are so practical, I'm going to get use out of them. I 100% love this theme. Really loved it. Next month's theme is Into the Fire and the box will contain a book jacket inspired by the Poppy War. Oh my goodness. Let me know what you thought of this box. Did you have as much fun as me opening it? I really enjoyed this. 10 out of 10 for me. I had so much fun. But let me know what you thought in the comments and I hope that you stick around for my next video. Bye guys.